The college football experience, UAB Blazers 2025 season preview episode on our Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. As Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCE SGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, this is Pac-Man Jones. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes! 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 Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. UAB Blazers 2025 season preview episode and youtube.com/the college experience. We just did our week 1 Thursday, Friday picks because we are at the end of the road here. We're in the 120, so we're almost done with this thing here. I know we got the Bowling Green Falcons scheduled for tomorrow afternoon, and just a few left. Every Power 5 school's out, just a few left. So subscribe, youtube.com/the college experience, as we break down all 136 teams. And folks, we are talking UAB Blazer football right now. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, well, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not
Trent
sleeping.
Dilfer.
Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
I mean, Trent, brother, I used to watch you at Fresno State back in the day when you were in the WAC. It's been tough sailing. We got to talk about a lot of stuff on this episode. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the College Basketball Experience. Love what Andy Kennedy's been doing down there in Birmingham. We love that program. When the season goes live in hoops, we cover every single college basketball game for every team, just like we do for the FBS and college football and the FCS. So subscribe to the College Football Experience, youtube.com/the college experience. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, aka Moneyline Mac. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Yes, the modern day game does not impress me. Trent Dilfer, baby.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Modern day game does not impress me. It's super easy when you don't get hit as a quarterback and when you can't reroute receivers and when you can't hit guys across the middle. I love Tom Brady. I love Aaron Rodgers. I love these guys. It's not impressive.
Look,
I don't disagree with some of his points.
But
it shouldn't have come from him.
Yeah, no, I get his points, and I do think the game has gotten shittier in that regard. But it's also tough to say that when you played kind of in the same era as some of those guys. What were you, like 3 years? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm guessing off the top of my head without looking that he was like a draft pick in '93. Would be my guess.
Looking it up right now. Dilfer was with.
Maybe 93 is the earliest I could guess.
Yeah, 93 he graduated from Fresno.
So 94 was his rookie season then.
Yes, and then he was retired by 2006, 2007.
And when did Tom Brady was what, 99?
Brady was 2000.
Okay.
Because, yeah. So
I guess so 5 years earlier, but you still played in the same system. Or at the same time, I would say, not the same system, but same time.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this. I do agree that the modern version of football is not as good as it was before, just because these rules are fucking trash. But regardless, the old style of football is a very big issue for Trent Dilfer, and we're going to dive into that in a second. But I also want to hit on, like, this program can't get out of its own way, in my opinion. I know we got state of the program, but it's going to start right now. I mean, they've been playing football since 1991, right? Shout out to Welcome to UAB as well. I should probably save it for state of the program, right? We're going to get there, but they can't get out of their own way sometimes. But let's start the slideshow, because Trent Dilfer, and by the way, any of you XFL fans out there that like the Seattle Dragons or CJ, whatever the fuck they're calling themselves, they completely bit the style of UAB. Unoriginal douchebags. All right. I am so sick of all these copycats. Trent Dilfer is 7-17, and things didn't get a lot better for him last season. No. Went from 4-8 to 3-9. And to me, the biggest problem, I would say, is he has now lost fan buy-in. When you lose to ULM, where your interim head coach. So Bill Clark is a legend at UAB. He stayed through the dark years of the program when they quit the football program. And he came back and he was kicking ass at UAB, and then he had some health issues, so he left it to his guy, Bryant Vincent, who we took him to a bowl, and they didn't retain him, and they hired Trent Dilfer over him. Vincent had been had a good track record. Vincent's now the head coach at ULM, and he was in his first season when Dilfer was in his second season. And when ULM beats you 32-6, ULM is the least funded program in the FBS. Them and Kent State. And for them to do that to you, how many double-digit losses? I'm counting 1, 2, 3. I mean, they lost 71-20 to Tulane, 41-18 to Navy, 44-10 to Army. 53-18 to Memphis. They got their ass whooped nonstop last season, nonstop. And I would say that, and that's something, even if you go back the previous year, that was an issue for them at times. But to be honest, his first year was more impressive than the second year. Like the first year, they only lost to Tulane by 12 at Tulane, right? They played Georgia Southern rather close, lost to North Texas by 3, lost to, they were just they passed. You were not all the way sold on him being a horrible hire, but last season, man. And for the modern game to not impress him, well, the ancient game of the option attack has fucked you up. And I got news for you, Trent. There's 3 of them on the schedule this year. Where are you at with Coach Dilfer?
Oh, God. Where to start? Here's a stat that I think will sum it up. They've been bad, and they haven't even been close to being anywhere near the middle of the pack. 14 out of the 17 losses are by double digits. To your point, they're not even close to being competitive in any of these games outside of just a 1 or 2 each year. So it's been a bad era. And year 3, I would imagine he's got to show a little bit of progress, or this thing's going to be over quick.
Yeah. And shout out to the chat. The modern podcasting game does not impress me. Are you referring to us? That's the beautiful part about the world. I'll do a shot for Trent Dilfer, though. Are you defending Coach Dilfer?
It's cheers to you. If you don't like the show, you could always go elsewhere.
Yeah, there's this thing. You can surf the web. You can go find Tub Girl or some shit. Absolutely gigantic year for him. You got to think after last season, not only is his seat hot, the biggest thing, Mac, was if you watch the games, UAB. So I know this because UAB and ECU were in the same conference for a while. And I always thought they had good fan buy-in. If you watch games last season,
0.
Dude. It looked like a fucking UFL game. You know what I mean? It was absolutely fucking horrible. Yeah, and not even Birmingham's UFL game. You know what I mean? The Stallions, not even them. His offensive coordinator, you might have heard of his dad, Chris Mortensen. May he rest in peace. Love Chris Mortensen, man. God bless him. But it's his son, Alex Mortensen. So I want to root for him. You know what I mean? I want to root for them. UAB was 79th in scoring offense, 33rd in passing offense, 95th in rush offense, total offense at 58th. Those numbers aren't terrible. You agree?
Yeah, I do agree. It's the other side of the football that's alarming. So middle of the pack, Mortensen. We'll see if they can take another step here because offensively they've been okay. I mean, Dilfer is a former quarterback. Just ask him. So yeah, offensively okay, but let's get into the defense here in a minute.
Yeah. So the offense returns. Remember John Kitna, who was quarterback at, if memory serves me correct, Central Washington, played for the Seahawks with Trent Dilfer. I think they were there at the same time for a year or two. Well, his son Jalen Kitna is the quarterback there. He was at Florida at one point, and some bad shit happened at Florida. Now he's at UAB. Right tackle Jandarius Morgan is back. That's it. Everybody. Oh, shout out to Brendan Thomas. My bad. So he was not saying us, by the way, for podcasting. He was saying everybody else. Okay. Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah, cheers to you, brother.
You're good, man. We love you. All right. you're all right, man. But they hit the portal. UAB did, and they brought in Ryder Burton, a West Virginia quarterback. There you go.
Yeah.
Javon Jackson, a running back from UTEP. Marquise Collins, a running back from Duke. AJ Johnson, wide receiver from East Tennessee State, reminds me of the old Redskins corner back in the late 80s, early 90s. Wide receiver Caleb Brown from Iowa. I'm pretty sure Caleb Brown might have been an Ohio State guy back in the day. Can you double check if I believe he was an Ohio State recruit?
Last year at Iowa, the year before that. His freshman year, 22 was he was a Buckeye, and then 23 he had 215 yards. So last year limited. Now he's at UAB.
Still to get on at Ohio State's roster.
Yeah, it's wide receiver.
That might be a sneaky nice get there. Evan McRae comes in from Wingate. No, not David Wingate. It's a university there. I believe Frank Wright, his brother, was the head coach there for a long time. Jalen Holmes, wide receiver from Oregon State, also comes in, and tight end Antonio Ferguson from the airport comes in. They load up on the O-line to Kyrick Mason from Kent State, Brandon Snee from Kansas State, Peyton Kirkland from Colorado. That was a guy that was at Texas before Colorado. I was super jacked when I saw we got a Texas offensive lineman last season. Then Kirkland barely played. Daniel Mincy from Kentucky, but doesn't mean it still means you might have talent. You need the right coach to connect with you and get there. But man, loading up on the O-line. Mac, will the offense be better than 58th this year?
Oh man, I think a lot of it rides on the defense. If they can be better defensively and get off the field, give their offense more opportunities, I will say around the same, even though they lost a lot of returning production, but do like a couple of the nice pieces in the portal. Some of these Power 4 transfers coming down to Birmingham.
Yeah. Shout out to Colby in the chat. A lot of people don't know this, but Colby used to be a guy who would call into the show from a phone booth in downtown Hollywood to update his Survivor picks. NFL Survivor picks.
What is the NFL? Do you even know what the NFL is?
Yeah, is that a insurance company? Yeah, I don't know, buddy, but I did live in downtown Hollywood before, and I would call in to give out a 6-pack of college football picks at one point. So somewhat accurate at one point. Defensively, oh boy. Well, there's a new defensive coordinator. His name is Steve Russ, and Steve, God bless you, brother, because you have your work cut out for you. They were 119th in scoring defense, 17th in pass defense. You might say, "Oh, their pass defense is actually pretty good." That's not the case. Teams didn't attempt to pass the ball, in my opinion. 126th in the nation out of 134 in rush defense, charting at 94th in total defense. And Mac, this is the big X factor. They have one returning starter in Cyrud Bryant. Now that
That's
the
a
safety
good
spot.
thing,
That's probably a good thing. Their kicker and punter are back in Delange and Foley. But man, how fast can you get a good defense together is the question. Defense, they went to the portal, brought in defensive lineman Amori Morrison from Old Dominion, Jamichael Rogers from the JUCO ranks, Peter Simmons from Michigan. Hey, that's anytime you get a Michigan guy, I'm like, you have a little bit of my attention. Denver Warren, Sam Houston State had a fantastic defense a year ago. Josiah Peterson from Rutgers, they have a good defense. Nigel Tate from Boston College. Those are all guys on the D line. Linebacker Eli Enos coming in from Nichols. They didn't look like they missed him on Saturday. Linebacker Devin Hightower from Rhode Island. They did win the CAA a year ago. They went out in the secondary, brought in Perry Fisher from Maryland, Delvon Gully from Alabama A&M, and then safeties Pierre Royster from St. Francis, who did beat an FBS a year ago, Jalen Cheek from Boston College, and Jeremiah Vessel from UNLV. I mean, the defense has got to be better, Mac, but I'm terrified of I'm terrified of there's just so much taboo here. Like Dilfer could be fired mid-season. Maybe Steve Russ is the interim. Maybe it's Mortensen. Maybe Dilfer makes it to a bowl game and we're fine. And Russ is improving that defense every year, or every week, not every year. I'm going to say slight improvement, but I don't think setting the world on fire. How about you?
So a little bit of Russ. He's a Ron Rivera guy. He worked for the Skins and Panthers, and he's also a Calhoun guy with his multiple stops at Air Force. So, I mean, he's been around some good defensive coaches. It's just like you said, man. There's so many X factors. How does this new group fit in? The scheme too. I mean, how are they going to play defensively with all that NFL background? So, yeah, they'll improve just by default, but I don't know by how much.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. I'll revisit that in a second because just remember this point of emphasis: 126th in rush defense.
Yeah, it's not good against the triple.
Well, I'm going to bring that up in a little bit here because, I think they might Houston. They might have a problem if they don't fix that rush defense. We're going to talk every game on the schedule and state of the program. But before we do that, I want to let the good folks know that the college football experience, UAB Blazer style, is brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Yes, MyBookie is your place to bet on football. All right. And everything else. It is your home for college football and NFL bets, as well as the CFL. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag, and when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for a 50% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. Of course, that's mybookie.ag. Promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Yes, college football is back on Rhythm. And look, Rhythm's predictive models last year were fire. 22% ROI on non-conference spreads. They absolutely destroyed it on FCS totals. And look, they were fire early in the season too. Week 0, week 1 last year, 16-4 ATS, up 11.6 units. Rhythm also has NFL, college, besides college football, also MLB, WNBA, golf. So go to the app now and make your own model. Since the predictions are live, you get a free 7-day trial period with us, which you want to use. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right, we are back. I will say this: the chat's asking a bunch of questions. Clark's cracking me up already, saying Dilfer's ready. Get ready for that ESPN resume. I'm gonna say Dick Gertzberger. If Dilfer does get to 6 wins, I think he's safe.
It would be a jump. Yeah, I mean, it would be trajectory or headed in the right direction, I guess.
Yeah, to me, like get to a bowl and you could start like reassessing. So. I think you get to 6. Even if you go 6 and 7, I think you would think, because I know that contract's got to have a little bit of a buyout. But man, I mean, the program needs a fan base too. It matters which 6 games. But we're going to talk about the schedule in a second here. State of the program though is all that we talked about: roster, retention, transfer portal, coaching staff, new defensive coordinator. Fan buy-in, because I think year 1 they were kind of buying in, but year 2, And I think most fans, like welcome to UAB, my pal, were wondering what the fuck. We thought we had Bill Clark. We thought we had Bryant Vincent. Why fuck with something? Just to remind people.
Yeah.
So Bill Clark stayed through the dark years of UAB, right? So in 2014, Bill Clark goes 6-6, bowl eligible, and they cancel the football program. He fights the good fight. They bring it back at 17. He goes 8-5, then 11-3, then 9-5, then 6-3 in a COVID season where there was only 9 games, right? Then 9-4, right? Then he has a health problem, and by the way, they beat BYU in the fucking bowl game in 21. And when they're 9-4 season, he has health problems. He has to have a major surgery. So his offensive coordinator, Bryant Vincent, who's been a proven head coach prior to him being at UAB, takes the team and goes 7-6, right? And then you decide to just go off the path. Bryant Vincent had thought, I think most UAB fans had thought Bryant Vincent's our guy moving forward, unless if Clark can't come back. But they just go off the reservation and bring in Trent Dilfer, and I don't know. Fan buy-in, I think, had a lot of fans were questioning, what the fuck? I thought we had Bryant Vincent / Bill Clark. That all matters the state of the program, but also stadium. And let me tell you something. They used to play at Legion Field, which is a legendary fucking stadium. And I wish they would still play one game at Legion Field, which I think is now they give it to the high school kids there, because there's been some of the most important college football games ever played at fucking Legion Field. But I like, a lot of people get me confused. I think they try to pigeonhole me as a guy that only likes old school shit. You know, it's like Stacking the Money Green and stuff says, Kobe likes only, he doesn't like popular shit. I'm like, fuck you talking about? Go to my house. I'm a Star Wars fan. I like the fucking Beatles. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here? But at the same time, there's some new stadiums that are fire. I give the flowers to Baylor, right? Kansas, no. Kansas new stadium's dog shit. Baylor did a great fucking job. All right. I'm drawing a blank on the others, but there's 2 or 3 or 4 ones that I really like. Oh, South Alabama. And I'm going to say UAB. We don't like the stadium name. We call it Penetrobe Stadium, Office Space reference. It's 4 years young. The Birmingham Stallions play there. Check out the UFL Gambling Podcast. I like this stadium, Mac. I wish they would still pay homage and play one at Legion Field, because Legion Field was classic and needed a little bit of an upgrade, but it's a nice fucking stadium. I've watched this a lot because not only do I do this, I cover the UFL and the Birmingham Stallions. They've been playing there for like 4 years now, I feel like. It's a fucking nice stadium. Now, the problem is they have destroyed their fan base by the Trent Dilfer hire. So I have a couple photos from last year. I think this is one of them, but you're going to see another. It's a nice fucking stadium, man. So I give it an 8, 1 to 10 on, like, you're in a city. And you can walk from what I understand. Like, that's what it was early on, by the way, when Bill Clark was there just a couple of years ago.
They got fans down there. They
do.
They need to spark it again. Like
you see it in basketball too. You see it in fucking basketball too. But the Trent Dilfer losing by 60 each week is not going to help, and pissing off your fan base for getting rid of the program first. This is what I mean is they can't get out of their own way.
Yep.
They randomly on a season where they made a fucking bowl game, quit their football program. And then the students are pissed off. Bill Clark's pissed off. He's like, I'll stay through the fucking dark years. We're bringing football back. They fire that president. They bring football back. They start winning a shit ton of games. Hadn't had a losing season forever. And then Clark's got some health problems. And he's got, don't worry, my guy Bryant Vincent's got head coaching experience. He's going to be fine. And he proves it. He goes 7-6, right? And then they can him and go, hey, Trent Dilfer. The administration can't get out of their own fucking way. But, look, get out to a UAB football game because it is cool. It's a new stadium. It's fun to get behind. They got the fucking band. Nothing like college football. But yeah, I believe this was the photo I was referring to. This is a game last season.
Nobody there.
I mean, come on. What are we looking at? Like 200 people?
Yeah, and this is it seats 47,000, and for there to be 5 people, we'll be down for an 8. This thing, if we could just get some people in it, that thing will rock.
They had it going that way under Clark and Vincent.
Yep.
And they were like, dude, honestly, like if you had asked me during that era, the era just prior to Trent Dilfer, I was like, you know what, man, I could see the ACC potentially going there down the road. Because I was like, Birmingham, it's in the fucking city. You get in, you have good recruiting down there. I know you're not going to be able to get Alabama or Auburn, obviously, but I was thinking, you know, I could see this. You're thinking long term. I think it could work, but no, they had other plans. So state of the program has to deal with all of that, and I'm still giving it a 4 of 10 because there's a clear blueprint you have just 2 years ago, and you do have a brand new fucking stadium. And I do believe you have a fan base that cares about your football product. Now, I think they were making a statement by not showing up. I believe you have fans that do care. It almost reminds me of ECU with Scotty Montgomery. Now, ECU never looked like that, but at the same time, you got to a point where you were super pissed with the administration. You fired Ruffin McNeil for no fucking sense at ECU, right? And, you know, you're sitting there saying, what the fuck? You did him dirty. And then you go hire this fucking guy, and this guy's losing by 60 each week. We want this AD out of here. So you stop showing up for a little bit to a certain extent. It was never that bad, but it was like you could tell that the shit wasn't popping as much as it was. 4 of 10. What are you giving the state of the program?
I'm going 3. Just like they do have a blueprint, but they're so far removed from it right now because of how bad Dilfer's been the first 2 years. So I need to see a little bit of progress before I'm going to even move you to a 5.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, let's get to the schedule, man, because week 1, Thursday night, Alabama State and Eddie Robinson Jr. Yes, the son of that Eddie Robinson. If you don't know who the fuck that is, pick up a fucking book or Google him. All right. What was that spread we talked about? Was it 30.5?
Yeah, and we gladly. Hey, was this the game I said first half money line for Alabama?
I think you did.
Yeah, this was the one. There was another candidate, but I'm going to stick with Alabama State. I think they're going to give UAB a game. UAB wins 1-0.
I think UAB wins, but look, first half, why not?
Dude, we already got a 9-1.
Fucking why not? Yeah, Idaho State cashed on that thing.
Yeah.
Why not take a shot? 1-0, and then this is it. This is it right here. Let's go. Shout out to the folks that know the legendary Eddie Robinson. UAB heads to Annapolis, and this is where I go back to what I said earlier. Steve Russ was a defensive coordinator at Air Force under Troy Calhoun. I think Trent Dilfer realized that the option was fucking him up, and he said, "You know what? I need an Air Force. I need a service academy defensive coordinator." And then he probably tried to get some, and they're like, "Fuck you. We have a sweet gig here. You're gonna be fired in 6 months." So he had to go to someone deep undercover, right? This guy was probably working at goddamn Trader Joe's, right? But he was once a DC at Air Force, and it makes sense. That might work, dude, but we will find out week 2 because you kind of get out, if I'm Trent Dilfer right now, knowing that your ass is on the line, all August, I've been practicing against the option attack. I'm not worried about Alabama State. I think we can get them. This is the week 2 thing. Because not only do you have this, you have another bye week before Army. So it's very, very important to fix this thing right away. And I would be repping for this right now in practice. Right fucking now. August 26th, we're still practicing this shit. I have them losing this game, though.
Oh, yeah. There's no way you could take them. We have Navy as in our championship for the American. So, yeah, they can practice all they want. Navy is going to put it on them again.
Nice break, though, by having to go to Annapolis on, September 5th or something, whatever the fuck it is, right? Shout out to Tripp giving us $2. Dilfer is the man. Bowl game this year. There we go.
There's a pro Dilfer guy.
Yeah. So 1-1. Then the Akron Zips come to town, and I do believe I gave this to UAB on the Akron preview. I just thought UAB is going to have better athletes, but I don't feel super confident about it. But Joe Moorhead against Trent Dilfer, I do think Moorhead's a better coach. So it could get interesting down there at Penetrope Stadium. Week 3 there, September 13th, Mac. But give me UAB to be 2-1. How about you?
I'll give it to UAB by default here at home, but not. Be careful against the Zips.
All right, so then, yeah,
loss 2-2.
Well, this is why it's important that we talk about the run defense being fixed, because you have Tennessee, which I think is going to lean a little heavier on the run this year. But this will be a loss, 2-2.
Yeah, they're going to get killed, 2-2.
Then you got a bye week. Shout out to the great Daryl Hackney. He was a baller for them. Man, UAB won at LSU. Dude, that's what's crazy. UAB won at LSU like within 10 years of of getting rid of the program. It's like you went to a team that has one of the hardest home environments and you won. And what, 10 years later, you're getting rid of the program, whatever the fuck year, 15 years, whatever it was. Unbelievable. They come out of the bye week, and here we go. Army coming to Penetrope Stadium. I just have to see it. Like, I do think that's a smart hire by Trent Dilfer, because he's gonna know how to stop the option attack. At least, he's coached it for 5 years at Air Force. But I just gotta take Army right now. With 2 returning starters on offense, I'll take Jeff Monken. 2 and 3.
Yeah, give me Monken. I'm with you. I need to see it. I'm gonna keep taking Army and Navy until UAB proves it.
Yeah, and Tripp saying beat Nick Saban coached LSU team. Yeah, I know people like to really prop that up there. You know what I mean? They say, hey, I remember Nebraska and Tom Osborne dropping like fucking 70 on Nick Saban at Michigan State. And Michigan State was like, they had some dudes on that team. You come out of the UAB game and you head to Del Boca Vista. I do think this game is winnable.
Yeah, especially with Kitley's first year.
This is going to be a fucking arena football game, dude. I know it's outdoors, but I'm just saying, like, both teams, I don't know about the defensive side of the ball. So I will take the over probably in this game. And you know what? I don't remember what I think we gave it to FAU on the FAU preview.
Yeah.
I don't feel very confident about it. I actually think the more I think about it, I would probably, like, gun to my head right now, I think I would take UAB. But I don't have strong conviction with that. It's just I believe the third-year coach has a slight edge on a first-year coach. That's my handicap.
It is middle October, though. Give me FAU. I'll stick with FAU, the home team. 2-4 for UAB for me.
Give me a third win.
There you go.
Give me a third win. And then you're hosting the Memphis Tigers in the Battle of the Bones. I will not give you a fourth win. Fun rivalry. Underrated rivalry. But Memphis is going to whoop that ass. So, loss. What are you doing here?
Loss 2-6 for me, or 2.
Well, let me ask you this, because you're going into the second bye week here. Is Trent Dilfer still the sitting head coach of the UAB Blazers in your scenario?
God, it would be tempting to make a move, wouldn't it? I mean, what 2-6 at the bye week here, and I think he'll still be there, but I think it's starting to get a little dicey for him.
Yeah. Shout out to the great Brian Thomas. Remember him on the New York Jets? Very good defensive end there. Come out of the bye week and you head to take on our friend Jim Mora, friend of the program, been on the show.
They ain't winning this one either.
I don't feel very good. And what by this point you're in November too. Have fun there at the Rent, where everyone's getting twisted.
Yeah.
Loss.
Yep. 2-6. This tough schedule now.
Well, have you learned how to stop the option attack? Because back to back away, and you go to Houston. 2-7.
Yeah. I got him dropping a third straight option game here. We're high on.
I'm sorry, I have him at 3 and 6. You have him
Yeah,
at 2
you
and
got him
7.
at 3 and 6. You're nicer than me. I got him at 2 and 7.
Yeah, they got to get that run defense fixed. But then they take this. I know we took North Texas on the North Texas preview, but let me tell you, North Texas plays bitch ball too. And this game, I do think UAB would be live. You could see me. I could see myself if Trent Dilfer still the head coach. I could see myself locking up UAB just because I think this is a goddamn. I'm playing the over. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, 55-45 here.
But it's in Denton, so I will take North Texas.
Same 2 and 8. I think that they're more experienced and honestly, I think they have a better roster.
Yeah, and another scenario though is if Eric Morse were to somehow be fired here, that could be a little interesting because he's coaching for his life as well. Then after that, they are taking on the South Florida Bulls there in Birmingham. I don't see them winning this one either.
Yeah, I mean we're high on the Bulls here. Golesh, year number 3. Give me the Bulls 2 and 9 for UAB.
And then the final week of the season, you go to no man's land, Tulsa, fucking Oklahoma. What?
Hilarious.
This is that strange trip, and I think that works to Tulsa's advantage personally. So I'm going to take Tulsa here, but I could see this being a 4th win. But I like the hire that Tulsa did with Trey Lamb there, and I think it's going to work out. And I don't like them. If this was played week 4, I would take UAB. But late in the year, and then it gets cold in Tulsa. Like little Birmingham, you will find out. It could be sneaky cold there, November 29th. So I will take Tulsa to get this dub. I got them at 3 and 9.
I'll jam in a 3rd win here. They win a meaningless game. Maybe Dilfer's not the coach. Maybe it's an interim situation. They get up. They finish 3 and 9. Disappointing year for the Blazers.
Well, the win total is 4.5, and I said even if I gave them Tulsa, I would still be on the under. How the fuck are we not locking this thing up? By the way,
I was just about to say that. What's the path to getting to 5 wins?
They could still lose to Akron. I gave them Akron.
Yeah,
I gave them Akron and Florida Atlantic.
What's the path? Alabama State, Akron, FAU.
Yeah, that's 3, right?
Rice, and Tulsa.
Yeah, but fuck, man. I
don't think they're gonna win all those.
Yeah.
I'm locking the under with you.
I'll join you, man. Let's get this bet in before the fucking season starts.
Yeah.
Double lock under 4.5. They're plus 10,000 to win the AAC and plus 5,000 to make the CFP. Mac, is Skip Holtz going to be the next coach of UAB? Because that would be a fantastic fucking hire. Or could I ask a question? Could Bill Clark perhaps? I don't know his current health state. Been wishing him the best. God bless him and his family. But at the same time, Skip Holtz is right there in Birmingham. I think he lives there. That would make that would be a smash hire. Now, I know if Trent Dilfer's listening to this, probably like, you bastards got to be fired. You haven't played a game yet this season. Right?
They should hire Skip Holtz. I'm with you.
That would be a fucking home run fucking hire. I know some people were saying John Gruden.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, but I think you already did John Gruden when you hired
Dilfer.
Yeah, but I guess Gruden's coached in the NFL and been successful. But I think to me, if you told me, there's 2 names that pop right to my head: Skip Holtz, Neil Brown. Neil Brown had success in Alabama at Troy. He wasn't terrible at West Virginia, so I still think he could be like getting them to a bowl game nonstop. And also, like Tripp says in the chat, get Bill Clark back on the sidelines. Bill Clark should be the first call. You motherfuckers, UAB, he stayed with you guys in your dark years when you didn't even have a fucking football program. The least you could do is give the guy the first fucking phone call and bring him back. All right? Bring him back.
5 winning seasons to end, and then they canned him. Unbelievable. Like, it's actually remarkable the more and more I look at it. It's like, how did they let him go?
Well, he was having health problems, but you would think you would just trust. Like I said, he stayed with you the dark years. He goes, hey, there's this guy named Bryant Vincent.
Yeah.
And by the way, Bryant Vincent was his OC, so it wasn't like they weren't familiar with him. And by the way, Bryant Vincent had previous head coaching experience, right? Wasn't he he was like the head coach, or maybe he was the assistant head coach. I can't remember. But he went 7-6 as your head coach at UAB. That's a solid season. What
and
am I
they
missing
beat
here?
UAB by 30.
Yeah.
In week 2. That was the most hilarious game.
I mean, that would probably be the first call, or one of the first calls. Clark would be the first call. Vince would be the second, but I think you pissed Vincent off.
Yeah.
So I think he can get a better gig now. Yeah, you look at that schedule, man. What is the best? So the best case scenario, absolute best case scenario is 5-7, right?
Yeah, I can't see them getting to 6 with this schedule.
And Sam's saying they could realistically go 0-12. I think the floor is 1-11. I think they could get one game. If Alabama State shocked them, I still think they could beat Akron or FAU or something.
Yeah, they are 30-point favorites, so they should be at least 1-11.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's crazy to think, like, how the fuck did this happen?
Yeah.
Program was rolling and now you're sitting there. That's a hard schedule, dude. And get this, it's actually like a kind schedule within the conference. It's hard for them, but there's no UTSA, there's no Tulane, there's no East Carolina. Like, who the fuck else did they miss? Those 3 are all to the top of the fucking conference. Who else am I missing? Who did they miss? UTSA, ECU, Tulane.
They
Charlotte.
played maybe
Charlotte. They missed.
Oh yeah.
But okay, but still, that's a nice break by not having to play 3 of the better teams in the conference. Good luck, Trent. Good luck, Trent.
Lock in the under.
Yeah, it would be a great story if he went to a bowl, because he would shut us up, and then we could say, "Hey,
good for you."
But yeah, there's a bunch of great coaches right there that you could hire. That make me athletic director. I won't be an idiot. All right. I mean, I will be at your local bar and bowling alley and shit, but I'm saying, like, I know sport. You know what I mean?
I know sport. Yeah. It's they got the basketball hire right with Andy Kennedy. They'll get the football hire next, right? So let's go UAB. Let's get this program back in the right direction.
Yeah. Lock up that under, though. We're all over this thing. Sorry to welcome to UAB and Trip in the chat's a diehard. He remembers when they beat LSU. He said that should be us nonstop. Let's go. I agree. All right, folks. Look, tomorrow we will be tomorrow morning, depending on what time zone you're in. We will be talking Bowling Green Falcon football at noon there. Noonish. Eddie George, year 1. There you go. That's another thing they could do. Eddie Robinson's just sitting there at Alabama State. I don't think he's a bad coach. Sam Shade just got hired. I don't think he's a bad coach. A legend in Alabama. Shit, those guys make more sense to me. But anyway, we are looking forward to catching UAB football. And tomorrow, Bowling Green Falcon football. And then, we will be talking Kennesaw State. After that, the Owls, who open their season Friday night against Wake Forest. And then we will talk Bryant Vincent, ULM. All right, we're at the dog days of summer, almost over. Football is here, baby. We just dropped our week 1 preview and picks. Go listen to it. Give Moneyline Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. And don't forget, YouTube.com/The College Experience, our hub for all of our stuff. College football, college basketball, college baseball. Get on over there. Hit that like and subscribe button. Till next time, this is the College Football Experience. UAB Blazers style. Enjoy the slideshow on the way out. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Mailbox 1. You have 7. Let's get
1.
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. We're with the obsession to be a part of that. Started that. Mind over matter don't matter in the market. I've seen much smarter cats have heart attacks. Logic is leaders need lambs to be lethargic. Match wits with the half-wit phantom. I don't need jumper cables or mic cords to analyze an analytical anthem. Between my two ears, an engine pumping the life force. Force field for your grip on the grievance. Still gonna feel unchallenged, your boy stiff. So arrange the pieces to prepare cohesive. All the hard work will go largely ignored if your hands are covered with post-its and paper cuts. You need to have your voice in the vice grip. The one who made it famous ain't the one who made it up. You don't get overtime just for working the night shift.
I'm thinking of kids right now. It's like
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart mind, body, and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun mind, body, and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo mind, body, and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Every time I close my eyes, I'm taken to the same place, a playing field, and every contestant's got the game face. Everybody's yelling, you ought to play it safe. Make sure them shoes are tied and ankles taped. Shake the cobweb, hit the ground running. This is how cunning I can get with the footwork. You're doing it right, well, it shouldn't hurt. Flirt with greatness, still I run the famous. Nice high heels, I got mics for spikes. Trampling the home team and the turf for life. For the few fleet of foot, too fast for me. I fear none, cause I run and ignore the pair of feet by the tree that are fast asleep. In love with the game, you adore the head. I believe in achievement. My soul isn't rewarded just cause it's easy goal moves toward it.